Happy New Year for some of you. I think it's still New Year's. Where I am, it's still New Year's Day. It might have passed for some people out there, but for those of you who are still in the new year or on New Year's Day, Happy New Year's to you. And for those who are not, Happy New Year's to you still. Hey, we got the whole rest of the year. Have a good one. Please, let's try to do it because 2025, it has some bumps in there. Hey, I'm Corey Coleman. How you doing? Joining you on a Thursday night. I almost said Friday because I'm losing track of time. You know, when we get into the holiday seasons, I don't know what day it is anymore. That's why I'm here with you, try to get myself straight. I'm glad to be with y'all. I just wanted to come in. I believe it or not, I'm in the house. Normally, I'd be out going at a bar or out partying somewhere, but I did a lot of that last night, and I decided to sit my ass down tonight and kind of take it a little bit easy, just a little bit easy. But glad to have y'all here. I see that people are popping up right now. So let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and not waste any time because it's already late. Thank y'all for being here. I mean, it's 10 o'clock where I am. You know what, to be honest with you, I was going to do this earlier, but really, I'm at home. And if I'm not out doing something, I would just want to hang with y'all. I know I'm not going to say that's sad because that would be criticizing you, talking bad about you. No, I miss you when I'm hanging around here. I'm just hanging around the house. Nobody's here. Adam's not even here. I'm just here with Pixie, who's looking at me right now. Hey, come here. See, don't start that shit. Come here. Come here. Come here. I don't know what the hell you doing. Let me get her little throne over here. Ta. And yeah, I did everything I had to do today. I went out, had some dinner with a friend, and then I took the dogs out for a walk and cleaned up a little bit around the house, and then I just sat here and just started looking around. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do. So I decided to come on and hang out with you. Why not? Why not? You're good people. Who am I talking about first of all? I'm talking about the chat fam. I'm starting OG chat and those, those side bitches over there. How y'all doing? Koki. Man, we can't even, wow, what a way to start the new year. Even on New Year's Day, you can't let Martin have a break. Ringing in the new year with those Martin memes over there. That's a classic right there. Martin strung out on Popeyes in an alley. I like the way he strung out, passed out. He's still holding on to a piece of chicken right there. That's dedication. That's how much he loves Popeyes. Don't let him tell you anything different. But yeah, y'all, it was cool last night. Oh, wait a minute. Before I start talking about myself, how rude. Let me go over here and let me start getting a little shout out to the people in the side bitch chat. Who my bitches over here? Austin CK, how you doing, man? B shot. Or is it BS hot? Bullshit hot. Who else we got? Kiki. I almost said Kwee because she spells it with a Q. Kiki. Spunky 1992 says, fuck 2026. Man, we just got here. Come on now. You got to give it a chance. Now, if you talk about 2025, I understand. But come on, man. That's not the right attitude to have going into the new year. You stop that. What else we got? DT Dog Slayer. Hazard is over here. Let's Play Brotherhood. I like that. Dill Murray. Vic Matt is here. What is this? I already say Spooky. Spooky, how you doing? Lone Ranger. Yonka the Collector. Beluga's World. Oh, everybody's doing tonight. Glad to have you here. Like I said, I just got a little bored and decided to come on here. I was planning on doing this anyway. But sometimes, as I said, I'm out doing things. I decided to come here and hang out with you. Steady Medley says, hey, Corey. Hey, Steady. Lone Ranger says, I'm in London watching you, man. You know I'm going to be in London. I'm going to be in London on January 30th. I think I'm getting there on the 28th or the 29th. I'm going to go to somebody's birthday party. I got a lot of friends in London. I'm going to go to somebody's birthday party. But after that, I don't know. I'll be hanging. Somebody got on me. They said, hey, you talk about British food and food in London being so bad because you ain't had good food. You don't know where to go. You ain't been to the right places. Oh, I thought somebody was ringing the doorbell. You're not going to the right places. So I'm going to get a hold of that person and see if they can show me the right way to live when I'm in London. But if anybody's in London around that time, please hang out with us. So, folks, and it's already started, Dive himself. Hey, man, y'all slow down. Hold on, because I want y'all getting mad at me about these super chats here. Let me go ahead and go to my page and Let me go to the stream right here. And you can hear me right there. And you guys already coming in with your chats. I appreciate that. Slow down right now. Because y'all know I come in here and I do this mainly for the YouTube people. This is a Q&A show. And I do this because we don't get a chance to stream on YouTube that often. And if we do stream on YouTube, we kind of have to do a dedicated thing for the YouTubers out there because copyright stuff. You know, I can't play all the clips that I like to play, all the media I like to play. And also, it's just good to give you guys a chance to come in and have a voice. And there we are right there. You can see we're on. Also, I can't show any other chat that long when I'm on Twitch. It's a stupid rule. I don't know why they do it. But hey, you know, it's their rules, their playground, their house. I'm just living in it right now. And I got to do what they say. But you know what? Since y'all already starting, I'll go ahead and get into it. And I think I have a way because, let me see here. I think I have a way to actually keep track of your chats, your super chats a little bit better. Let me see. I know there's a filter that you can do for, let's see here, fan funding. Okay, so this way I only see super chats. I'm looking at only fan funding. Can you guys, did that change the chat for you? Because as you can see right here, I only see all the super chats. And that should actually keep things a little more organized for me. Organized. So, can you see all the chats yourself when you go in there? Because I don't want to hide everybody's chat. I want everybody to have their voices heard. I want everybody to be seen. Somebody said that works right there. Yeah, it does. It does. I think that works very well. So, hopefully this will actually keep track of the chat a whole lot better. Somebody says, let me see. Somebody said weak. So when I put this on here on just super chats, y'all can only see the super chats. You can't see yourself? Let me know. Oh, they say yes. Yes, they can. They can see everybody. All right. I think we're good. Tell you what. Let's go ahead and start answering some of these chats that we have right here. Let's start answering your questions. And I'm looking forward to that. I like just sitting here talking to y'all. And listen, when we started doing this for the YouTubers, as I said, I'm going to make this clear right now. We didn't do it with the intent of coming in and charging y'all for it. It's just that people started wanting their chat seen and they start paying for it. And so, you know, when people put money down, we have to look at that first. I wasn't trying to do anything to come in and just nickel and dime y'all like sometimes y'all think. But, you know, that's what we're doing here. So it's not, I can't stop y'all from doing it. So we just have to put priority on the people who put in super chats. So if you want your question answered or your comment heard, put in a super chat and it will get up there. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let me shut my mouth because I'm already piling up right here. Tony Morrow came in and said, Happy New Year, Corey. How you doing, man? Hey, so far so good. We had a great party last night here at the house. Y'all come by next year. Yeah, you know, for a while, my house was the place to go for two occasions, Halloween and New Year's. And it was getting pretty big. And then after the divorce, it kind of slowed down a little bit. I started going out of town doing New Year's and whatnot. But now it seems to be picking back up. Man, it was so nice last night. We had such a great time. I should have taken a picture. I'm gonna upload this so y'all can see this first. I'll come back to it. Let me upload just a little bit of how it was last night. Let me see here. Yeah, last night we had a great time, man. And it was a house full of people. All said and done throughout the night with people going in and out. I think we had about maybe over 40 people in the house at one point. So it was nice, man. I hope you guys did something nice for New Year's too. But we had a great time, man. Had a great time last night. Boy, I should have seen Martin. Martin came in. He was dressed like the Flash. I'm not lying. He came in a bright, hot red jumpsuit. He had yellow Adidas on, hot tops. I think he ran up in the house like the Flash. He didn't. The only thing that was missing was that damn helmet with the lightning bolts on the side. But other than that, he was, he came in looking fly, as I like to say. Let me see. New Year's Eve party. I'm going to show y'all a little bit of what happened last night. Because I always film it when we ring in the new year. And I want to show y'all what you missed. Because I want you here next time. Come over and hang out. I love entertaining people, man. We had such a great time here. I missed all of you. Next time, everybody come on by. All right, let me see here. I think I uploaded to where we can see it. Let me go to my Dropbox. And, oh, there it is. So this is what it was like last night, man. It was a great time. Let me see if my sound is turned up. So next year, you be sure that you're here. All right, folks, we're about to enter, and I am blessed to be here with all these people right here. 3 seconds. 3 seconds, yo. 30. Oh, 30. 30. The Flash. Oh, look at him. There he is. Look at it. Y'all thought I was lying. Look at that. Yeah, I think he had his holidays mixed up. I think he thought it was the Halloween party. Marty Supreme. Oh.
These people.
Yeah, we had people inviting other people who came over. So there were people who I just met for the first time that were coming over. I tell you, man, we have such a good time. I just opened my home to everybody. It has been a great night tonight, and we're about to do the countdown right now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! And there we go, man. It was a lot of fun. Alan, yeah, y'all. Funny thing about Alan just lurks. Like I had no idea until right now that Alan was behind me the whole time. I did not know that. I'm just not realizing. Oh shit! I'll be honest with you. I didn't know Alan was at the party. I'm just like, oh shit, Alan's here. We had a great time, man. So next time, if you get a chance, come on by. It's a lot of fun. We had a lot of great food, a lot of alcohol. Man, I have so much stuff. I'm going to have to probably invite people back over. I'm going to throw another party this weekend just to have people finish eating and drinking all the stuff I have left over. Also, I got really great friends, man. This is a sign of the kind of people you hang out with. If you throw a party and your guests clean up after you, like they clean your house, like my friends did, you are in good company. That means you have a good life and you got good friends. Everybody got together and just acted like the goddamn 7 dwarves and started whistling while they work and cleaned up the house, man. And I woke up today and it was like, oh my God. It was like elves came in the middle of the night and cleaned the place. So that was nice. That was very nice. Let me see here. Happy New Year. Can we get a Robot Jocks roast? You know what? Maybe, but here's the thing. So for anybody that's tuning in, you probably know that we do a show called The Weekly Roast and Toast, where we take a movie and we roast it live. We just did Adopted Part 2. I saw somebody said that was hilarious. It was. We had a great time with that. It's one of my favorite things to do. Extremely hard show to put together, but a lot of but when we do them, they're a lot of fun. I do it with Martin and Billy. They're both great guys. It's a lot of fun. Robot Jocks. I wish I could show you the trailer, but you know, like I said, I can't play trailers here. I can't play music. Can't play a lot of video. But man, Robot Jocks is a movie from the 80s. And that's the problem with doing these roasts. We're in a weird position. We have such a young demographic and such a young audience that if we go back too far with a certain movie, the videos don't perform that well. However, it gets to a point where it's like we don't give a shit. We want to do this because it's fun. So Robot Jocks could be one that we do. Robot Jocks is this movie. It was back in the 80s that it was made. It was stop motion. It was a time when we didn't have wars. When countries wanted to settle their differences, they used big ass robots to do it. And the robots were it's kind of a cheap movie, low budget. So the robots were stop motion animated. They look like cartoons or claymation. So if we get a chance, maybe, man, maybe. We'll see. We have a good excuse to do it. We might. I heard Michael Bay is making Transformers again soon, so maybe we'll go and do this. No, we won't. We'll just go make fun of Michael Bay. What are we talking about? Let me see what else we got here. Hola, Corey. That's all I want to say. That's $2 from What is this? Senor Cholo. Senor Cholo, thank you. And Game Shark was the one that asked us to do the robot jocks. And then I'll tell you, it was Tony Morrow up there that wishes Happy New Year. Elijah Anderson. Yo, Corey, E.L. Anderson, hailing from Boise. Who were some animators who inspired you in your animation journey? Man, the biggest inspiration for me, as far as inspiring me, okay, there were two. And you know what? I didn't know how much this had an inspiration on me because I never did claymation anime. I did claymation once, or maybe a couple of times, and was really proud of what I did. I did it when I was like about 15. I made a claymation little short film, and I was amazed that I was able to do it. I used my dad's old Super 8 equipment. My dad was in Vietnam. He brought over all this equipment that he stopped using, and I picked it up. And I'd start playing with it. His Super 8 camera, I'd start playing with. His reel-to-reel recorder. They brought, my parents bought me other stuff to do like some film stuff with when I was a kid. If you have a kid and your kid is like creatively inclined, man, support them. I'm living proof that it will do nothing. No, support them. I mean, you'd be surprised at where we could probably take them. But I'm saying all this because when I was coming up, Gumby, I loved Gumby, man. I loved Gumby, and I'm just not realizing at this point. I'm like, man, that had a big influence on me. Made me want to be in animation also. I didn't really do animation, but claymation a whole lot, but it did have a big effect on me. And I guess since I'm saying that, Art Clokey was a big inspiration on me. He's the guy that created Gumby. There he is right there. He's dead now. Damn, Gumby giving him a lap dance and shit right here. He's Art Clokey created Gumby back in the early 60s, mid 60s. So that's a guy that was a big influence on me. Ralph Bakshi is probably is up there one of the biggest because Ralph Bakshi did adult animation. And even as a kid, y'all probably heard me say this before, but even as a kid, I was like, man, I want people to appreciate animation, and they can't appreciate it. They just keep saying this kid stuff. Ralph Bakshi was doing rated R features and stuff that would be considered to be PG-13 today. So that guy's a trailblazer, man. I'm not gonna go and name all his movies, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think he's the best at telling stories. But he is a pioneer as far as pushing adult content in animation. Ralph Bakshi is amazing. I still got his number. I ain't gonna tell the story again, but I did tell y'all Ralph Bakshi called and cussed me out. Yeah, I wanted to do an interview with him. He got mad. He wanted me to. Long story short, he didn't want to do an interview. He wanted me to actually do a documentary about him and push for him to get a Grammy for his song "Nigger Man" that he wrote. It's a long story. I'll talk about it again one other day. But he called and cussed me out, and it was an honor. Even to be cussed out by one of your heroes, that's an honor. Somebody said, "Oh dear." But the biggest influence on me as far as animation goes, the one that was like to this day is my hero. I wrote a letter to this guy, and I was heartbroken when it got sent back. Can anybody guess? I'm gonna ask the chat. Can anybody guess who the biggest influence on me as far as animation goes? Anybody want to take a guess? Let me know. I'm curious to see because I've talked about it before. And I want to see if the chat knows. Somebody already got it. 2 people already got it. The biggest inspiration for me was master animator Don Bluth. Don Bluth was my hero growing up, man. I had a poster on the wall where I cut out all of Don Bluth's scenes from certain animations. And I think the thing that really made me love Don Bluth, because let me see here. I already loved The Secret of NIMH, but Dragon's Lair, When Dragon's Lair came out, that combined classic 2D animation, an animator I already kind of loved, and video games, which I loved at the time. Loved going to arcade, and this game blew my mind. And that's when I started obsessively watching everything that Don Bluth did, and trying to draw like him in his style. I remember he kind of draws, if you look at it, kind of draws in an angular style in a way, and I was trying to get that down, man. And I just, yeah, he did that. To this day, man, I get chills thinking about that period where little 12-year-old Corey was trying to draw like Don Bluth and learning how to draw. I told this story before. I'm gonna make it real quick because some of y'all have heard it, but for those who haven't, I was so obsessed with Don Bluth that when I came home after school, you talk about some nerdy shit. Like bullies probably did. I probably deserve to get beat up by bullies, but I was obsessive, man. Every day after school, even before I had to do homework, I would pop in this movie, The Secret of NIMH. I would pop this in, and there were certain frames that I would stop and try to draw. I had on video cassette. I wore that cassette out. I got so obsessive with that one day I came in, took the tape out, was about to pop it into the VCR, and my mother rushed in the room. No, not today. No, I ain't watching them damn mice today. Put that tape away, go outside and play. This is not normal. I ain't watching them goddamn mice today. So yeah, that's how obsessive I was with this, man. I'm thinking about it now. It was not normal. But yeah, Don Bluth. Yeah, that guy. That was my hero coming up, man. And I tried to draw just like him. And Space Ace. Space Ace, I think, even loved more than Dragon's Lair. If y'all know what Space Ace is, Space Ace was edgier than Dragon's Lair. In a way, it was kind of harder in some parts. And looking at this, man, y'all taking me back watching these little frames right here. These scenes right here. This is crazy. I had all these kind of these like pictures up on my wall, man. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. Let me see here. This is from Dov himself. How did you meet Gertz? And what is your favorite Gertz memory on or off the air? So Gertz, y'all know Patrick Gertz, man. If y'all don't know, Patrick Gertz used to be on the show. Patrick came over last night, man. Him and his fiance. Patrick Gertz came by for the New Year's Eve party. So great seeing that guy, man. Patrick Gertz is a really good guy. Yeah, Patrick Gertz is he's very funny. When I met Patrick, it was weird because Patrick, I'm gonna tell you something about Patrick. Patrick he's one of the most talented people I know. He does amazing voices. He's a great impressionist. Very smart guy. Patrick works at an ad agency, and I know that just the way his mind works, I can see why ad agencies would hire him really quick because he's just so quick-witted and comes up with these great ideas. Very smart guy. And funny. I mean, the guy, like I said, he's quick. I mean, he can talk shit like nobody. Like, I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't got the shit beat out of him the way he can just talk shit to people. But when I first met Gertz, it was Martin and I. We met him at this place called Pinballs. He was a creepy fuck. He came in, he was very shy. He hardly talked. He wanted to meet us there, and he just kind of, when we found him, he just kind of hanging out and lurking around, not hanging. He was lurking. And he's come a long way since I first met him, man. But yeah, my favorite, that's one of my favorite Gertz stories is like when we met him, because Martin and I thought he was a serial killer. We just kind of like, yeah, this dude, we don't know, man. This guy, yeah, he might be a murderer. But, but he's a great guy. I'll tell you my favorite story. Last night we were reminiscing, and we were talking about when we did a Houston pub crawl, and we had the best time, man, doing that. We all got an Airbnb, and and a lot of people stay in an Airbnb. And at the end of the night, we came there. we came back to the Airbnb. We were all drunk. And at least I was. I don't know about Patrick. He might have been fine. But I know I was drunk and a few other people drunk. But Patrick and Corey Goodwin were there. And he told me the story. He said because he saw this. I don't know what was going on with me. I walked up and 2 incidents happened with me. So I walked up and somebody asked me where Sammy was, because Sammy Gonzalez was hanging out with us at the time. And I was so drunk, I looked at them and said, I don't know where Sammy is. I don't know where anybody else is. I just know I know where the fuck I am. And I'm drunk. I don't remember this, but Patrick told me this. And apparently, so after I said that, I walked in more, and Corey Goodwin came up. And he said, hey, man, are you all right? And I looked at him. I was like, I know what the fuck you up to. And Corey looked at me and like, all right, man, you're drunk. And he just walked away from me. Yeah, man. It was they're good guys. Patrick and Corey Goodwin, great guys. Corey Goodwin, I wish he could have come over last night, but he was where was he? He was in New Orleans. He is in New Orleans, I think. Let me see here. Welcome to Derry. Better than Stranger Things. Especially the finale. That's Brown Boy Wonder. Somebody, what is Brown Boy? Oh, I can't see the whole name. But Brown Boy Wonder podcast says that the Welcome to Derry finale was much better than Stranger Things. Right after I'm done with this, I'm gonna go watch the Stranger Things finale. I haven't seen it yet. If you've watched our review on what was it on YouTube? What am I talking about? If you watch our review on YouTube of kind of the last 3 episodes that came out, not too crazy. Not too crazy about those episodes, man. So I don't know what to expect out of the finale here. And I'm not going in with an attitude. I'm not going in wanting to hate it. I'm all about, when you're telling a story, your story should lead up to your finale. And at this point, I don't think it's going to hit me that hard, because you just can't be weak and all of a sudden have this finale that just kind of does, something last minute. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. No, it's the lead up to the finale. So I don't know, but it might be that way. I haven't read anything about the finale yet. I'm not looking to come in and just put the finale down. I hate on it. I want it to be good. So we'll see. But I would tell you, it'll be hard to top Welcome to Derry, because Welcome to Derry had a great story leading up to its finale. For me, it might be for you, but for me, Stranger Things is not that thing. It's just, there has not been a great lead up to the finale. Let me see here what we got. What else we got here? Oh, let me see. It's a good thing I put this on Super Chats only, because this thing is refreshing. I would have lost some chats already. This is from Austin. Austin CK gave $5. Hey, just wanted to say I think Koki, G. Colby, and Mr. Yasman, etc. all do a great job with memes that they post in the OG chat, and other people can learn from them. I know who you're talking about. I'm just going to say it. Austin does not like Mark Murders, or at least he does not like his memes. And Mark Murders, I don't mind Mark Murders. We have a guy named Mark Murders who goes into the chat and he just puts crazy shit in there. Like, let me see. I'll show you. Like, one of the things he likes to put in there is a damn gorilla that just says random shit. I can't find it. But I know Austin he does not like that. He does not like that at all. Let me load previous messages here. Yeah, let me see. Like yesterday, Martin and Billy were talking about, man, you don't get roasted with memes like we do. And I said, look at this. Yeah, I do. People put stuff in there. One of the things that somebody put in there was Because everybody, like Martin, the Popeye jokes, Billy and his teeth. Everybody has a theme that they stick to. They do something clever. Mark Murders will come in and just do random shit. If you ask me, I think Corey looks like C-3PO. Ha cha 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 cha. And for some reason, the gorilla's a cyborg, and I don't know, but it's not clever. It's random, but because it is so random, it's funny to me. But Austin, I see what you're saying. Because Koki is very clever. Let me see here. $2 from Tony Morrow. Come back to the next con in Anaheim. Oh, let me see. What convention was in Anaheim? I'm talking about going back to Comic-Con this year because I had my friend Lee who was at the party last night, and he goes to Comic-Con every year. In fact, I met him at Comic-Con. He already knew Martin before me, but my friend Lee, he's a good guy. I love this guy, and I haven't been to Comic-Con in a long time. He goes every year. In fact, this guy's a hermit. He doesn't go anywhere except to my party during New Year's Eve and Comic-Con. And I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating. This guy does not leave the house. So he says, we should go celebrate him leaving the house by going to Comic-Con. So maybe in San Diego, maybe in Comic-Con in San Diego I might go to. And we'll see about that. But Anaheim, what did we do in Anaheim? Tony, I know we hung out in Anaheim, but I forgot what convention was going on. Anyway, who knows? Remind me. Maybe we'll go. I love traveling. Let me see here. This is from Bleak, $2. Pick one, Illmatic or To Pimp a Butterfly. Oh man, you know what? That's hard because Illmatic is Nas. Man, you know what? Because this is a hip hop discussion. All right. So for people who don't know hip hop, I'll try to break it down, not dwell on this, so I won't be doing some kind of inside, baseball talk that nobody knows about. So To Pimp a Butterfly is from the great artist Kendrick Lamar, and Illmatic is from a rapper, an artist named Nas. And Nas, listen, I'm gonna say Illmatic only because that came first, and I got some that came out what, like 90, 94, 95. And when did Illmatic come out? That must come out. It was 94. Yeah, 94. And I just have some really great memories of that album, certain songs. It ain't hard to tell. So yeah, man, I'm gonna say Illmatic just because it was first. But that's not why not? I always say, why not enjoy both? They're both great albums. But yeah, Illmatic for me is just, I just have some really, really fun memories of when that came out. And I just love some of the tracks on there. It Ain't Hard to Tell is great, man. It's got this sample from Michael Jackson. Damn, I wish I could play it. See, this is why I do these YouTube things, because I can't play music, and thus I can't bring you in on our regular shows. But when I come here, I want to share music with you and give you examples. But just go listen to this. Go listen to Illmatic. If you're a hip hop fan and you have not heard Illmatic yet, you're missing out. You're not a real hip hop fan if you don't know Nas and Illmatic. Let me see here. Corey, have you seen the pilot on HBO? It's a show set. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not the pilot. I looked at this wrong. It's The Pit. Have you seen The Pit on HBO? It's set in a hospital. You know what? I have not. I have not seen The Pit, but I know what you're talking about. Oh man, it has Noah Weil in it, and it's set in a hospital and supposed to be stressful to watch this, man, because everything is hectic working in a hospital environment. And people compared this to another show that I love, or at least the few seasons that I've seen, The Bear, about working in a restaurant, which I describe sometimes as suspenseful as a horror movie. Things get so tense with these people working in the restaurant business and that environment. So I haven't seen this yet, but I want to. Martin was telling me about it, and he said it's great. He was the one that said, if you like The Bear, this is the hospital version of The Bear. So no, I haven't seen it yet, man. But that's on my list. It's definitely on my list. Got a lot of stuff to watch. I'm trying to keep my ass in the house a little bit more these days and catch up on things, but that's not really going that well right now. Doug came in and dropped 100, not dollars, but 100, whatever it is in Thai money. Hey, Doug, we're gonna hang right in March. Doug is the guy who I stay with when I go to Thailand. Like, he lets me stay in a condo. We hang out. He shows me all around. He takes me to a lot of temples. we walk our asses off. I'm going to tell you, if you walk 2 feet in Thailand, you are drenched in sweat. It is so hot and humid over there. But, man, I have a great time when I'm over there. I'd make a regular trip over there every year. If you have not been to Thailand, please go. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's cheap. Not to say that you go over there and exploit the business or anything, but it's cheap. It's beautiful. The temples that he takes me to are great. The lady boys are awesome. They'll love you down real nice, man. So yeah, if you get a chance to go, please check it out. I know you don't put that lady boy bit on Reddit. I know it. Yeah, I ain't fooling nobody. But what does Doug say here? Corey, I haven't seen. Oh, he was the one to ask me about the pit. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. There you go. I just answered your question, Doug. This is from T_C242. $5. Hey, do you remember the cartoon Angela Anaconda? I loved it as a kid, but also it creeped me out. What's your thought on the animation style? Well, see, this is why I do this, because I always learn something new. I have not watched Angela the Anaconda. Let me see if this pops up. Angela the Anaconda. It is not popping up at all. Like, I typed in Angela the, you can see it ain't popping up at all. This thing must not be that popular. Look at this. I put Angela the 8. It's not popping up anywhere on here. Man, look at this. Is this thing real? Angela the Anaconda? Oh! I have seen this. Yeah, I didn't watch this regularly, but I know what you're talking about. I've seen this because of this weird art style. You know what? It's kind of got this cutout art style, which I think is cool. And it's not my favorite art style, but I think that it's interesting. It's doing something different. To watch a whole show doing this style, I don't know, because it is so weird. It's a little off-putting in a way. But I know what you're talking about. I have seen this. I didn't know it was a regular show. I always thought it was like shorts that popped up in between something. But yeah, this is weird as fuck, man. That art style I like it because I do like cutout animation. But it could be a little off-putting. I think, again, that's kind of better for in short bursts, especially because these characters are ugly. Look at it. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. This is ugly. I love cutout animation of this type. See, I think this has less appeal than what people used to do with cutout animation, because these are supposed to be grotesque. I mean, it's just ugly right here. But I used to love the cutout animation they did for. There was a show called Monty Python, Monty Python's Flying Circus, and if y'all know anything about that, the director, what's his name? Oh man, the guy that did. Let me see here. What, man? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Help me out here. Y'all know the name of the guy. He was an animator on Monty Python's Flying Circus. Let me see here. Terry Gilliam. Terry Gilliam he's done some amazing films, man. He did Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, 12 Monkeys, Time Bandits, Brazil. So he's done some amazing films. But he used to be an animator on his British show. And I think he's American, but he worked on this British show. He was an animator there. And he did he did cutout animation, but they were very stylized, man. I wish I could show you how they moved, but they were bizarre. I used to watch his show just because of that. You know what? Maybe I can show you a second. No, I can't risk it because I don't want to get a copyright strike on anything. But yeah, man, he did stuff in like that's straight from Monty Python, The Holy Grail. Man, go look this up. Like if you haven't seen these, look up Terry Gilliam animation or Terry Gilliam Monty Python's Flying Circus. It was a funny show. It was it was very absurd, but they would in the middle of it they would do these animations and they were from Terry Gilliam. And the animations were brilliant, man, because they were so stylized and bizarre, and I loved them. I would watch the show just for those animations, and then I'd watch it for the show because the show would be funny. And if you haven't seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail, watch that, man. It really is one of the funniest movies. It's a little nerdy, but it's very funny. Let me see here. I got a suggestion for a bad movie night animated film. It's a 90-minute anti-internet gooning PSA from the late 90s called Robin and the Dreamweavers, made by the creator of He-Man himself, Lou Scheimer. Robin, I've never heard of this. I can tell you right now, unlike Angela the Anaconda, where I'm like, oh, I've seen that. I have not heard of this shit you talking about right here. This Robin and the Dreamweavers, I don't know what the fuck that is. Let me see here. But I will find out. Robin and the... There it is. Robin and the Dreamweavers. I've never seen this. What the hell is this? See, I wish we could watch stuff. Because I would play this right now. But man, I'm going to... Was this a movie? What was this? So this was a movie. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I got to watch this, man. I have never heard of this before. Man, who sent me this? Oh, hell, it just refreshed. Patrick, what is Patrick Lemke? Man, thank you. I've never heard of this before at all. Robin and the Dreamweavers. No, I don't know what the fuck that is at all, but I'm going to look this up. Never heard of this before. That's crazy, but it does have that He-Man style. He-Man was from a company called Filmation. And Filmation, all this stuff kind of looked the same. All of it. It was great. It was great illustrations. The animation sucked. But yeah, I'll check it out, man. Man, thanks for telling me something. Look at you. Y'all educating me over here. Appreciate that. Let's see here. All right. Let me go ahead and put this back on the chats. Let me see. Are you going to animate stories with people who left DT like Goodwin and Gertz? I want an animated version of the watermelon pillow incident. Probably. I mean, that watermelon incident, if y'all don't know, does everybody know? Y'all don't know. Y'all all know the watermelon incident. If you don't, look it up. I'll just give you the very short version right now. Felix, who I'm still friends with, and Felix, who actually kind of manages where I go perform for live shows now. Felix was already told by my now ex-wife that for something weird that he did, he can't come back into the house. He is banned from my house. Felix would just he knew he couldn't come in, but he would still show up. He would show up and bring, like, if it was my birthday or if it was Christmas, he would bring a gift and he would lay it in the street and then let me know. He would call or something or send me a message. I know you. I know you don't want me in the house. I can't come in the house, but I just want to bring you this gift for and say happy birthday or Merry Christmas. And I'm just like, oh Jesus Christ, this guy's not going to give up until we actually let him back in our good graces and he can come back in the house. So I begged my ex-wife. I said, listen, the guy's laying gifts out in the street. I know that's fucking weird, but he really, 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 really wants to come back over. He wants us to like him again. And reluctantly, she said, okay, all right. You can let him in, but you better keep a handle on him. So we had a housewarming party. And we came in, everybody came in, and he came in early. And he got there, and man, for about 2, maybe 3 hours, he was fine. He was on his best behavior. And then he started, but Felix cannot control himself. He cannot. And so I know that he was sitting up there shaking, just trying to find something to talk crazy about. And finally, he saw this pillow that's shaped like a watermelon. I still have it down there. And he picked it up and decided to go around the room and from like group to group and ask people, hey, is this racist? Hey, this watermelon pillow, is this racist? And people look at him like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, get out of here. We don't know what this even means. And people, everybody blew him off. But then he went to my brother, who was sitting with his African wife and some friends from Africa. So he goes up to this group of black people and says, hey, watermelon, is this racist? Ah! And my brother, who was already bipolar, who didn't want to be there in the first place, who was already kind of freaking out because he was just there for me. But he was kind of already stressing, like like the room was closing in on him. And Felix was like, my brother was a powder keg ready to blow. And Felix is the one that lit the very short fuse. So my brother got up and somebody ran and told me. They ran outside and said, man, come inside right now. Your brother's, and Felix, they're getting into it, man. Your brother's about to jump on Felix. I got in there and my brother was in Felix's face. Now, my brother can't really fight. And Felix is a big dude and Felix claims to have killed somebody. So I would give Felix the credit for being restrained because my brother was up in his face. And when I went out there to break them up, my brother, even when I broke him up, my brother got more aggressive. He's like, yeah, this motherfucker talking about racist shit, bringing a pillow in my face, talking about racism and shit, coming to black people talking that shit. Motherfucker, and he reached over me to like slap Felix in the head. And I just told Felix in front of everybody, I said, get the fuck out of here. Get out of this house. Get out of my life. You were never invited here again. What the fuck is wrong with you? We gave you a chance and this is what you do? Get out. And so Felix is still around. That did absolutely nothing. Even after kicking him out, Felix still was sending me photos and pictures for days. I'm sorry. Can you forgive me? I'm sorry. It was so bad that I felt so sorry for Felix. I picked Felix up. And because I thought about this, I said, man, I brought you in the house and told you to be on your best behavior, and this is what you do. And that's when I realized, I've said, Felix is off. Like Felix is mentally ill more than I ever realized. And I just, man, if anybody thinks I'm an asshole, I should be an asshole because I really just hate treating people bad, man. And I just realized Felix has a mental condition he cannot help. And I really want to try to help him with this. So I after that was done, I had to pick him up and I said, man, what is wrong with you? What's going on? I said, are you on medication? And he told me, yes, he's on medication. Complications with the VA kept him from getting his medication. He, when he's not on his medication, he does crazy shit like that. So I remember like spending about 2 or 3 days trying to help him sort shit out with the VA, man. Because that's when I realized, I was like, yeah, we were saying he's crazy, but no, this motherfucker is crazy. He's mentally ill. And as much as I'm so pissed at this guy, I cannot leave. I just cannot abandon a mentally ill person who's kind of begging me, screaming out for help in a way. So yeah, man, I don't know. Somebody said, you just not figuring this out. No, I knew, but like, yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I probably will animate that story one day. The only problem with animating stories about other people is that they are other people, and even though they might have been on the show, talking about other people can get crazy with legal stuff. So I'm just very careful with that. I mean, if they say it on the show, chances are we're able to use it. But I don't know. I just have to think about it and see if I have the clearance to do that. Somebody said, lucky to have a banana cushion. It's like a dick. Can you fuck this? Somebody says like my Riddler. Yeah, really, I'm like Batman collecting motherfuckers up and taking them to Arkham before they bust loose again and do crazy shit. I can't kill them. I don't have a permanent solution for them, so I don't know. Man, life is wild. Maybe I'm crazy. It's Doug again. 100 Thailand, whatever. Is it bots that's over there? Corey, you've known your good friend Martin for 30 years. How is 30-year-old Martin different than 60-year-old Martin? Would they get along? Man, listen, just like anything, we've all kind of grown and become hopefully better and more mature people and wiser people. I ain't gonna put Martin's business out there, but Martin was kind of wild himself. Martin was, I mean, look like Martin. You could just tell by the strip joint stories. Like Martin loved strip clubs, and I did not. But Martin would tell me, he would love to go to strip clubs and just be hypnotized by titties. He would just stand there in the front of the stage and just stare at titties. And I remember saying, I was like, yeah. He's like, you don't like strip clubs? I'm like, nah, it's just not my thing. And he broke it down to me. He's like, where else can you go and have a woman take her clothes off in front of you? And I said, my bedroom. But no, I was, but like he doesn't go to strip clubs that much anymore. That's one of the things that's different. Yeah, we both were a little wilder back in the day, man. And he's pulled back a lot. I mean, he's 60-something years old now, so yeah, he's a little more mellow than he used to be. As I hope I am. I know it doesn't seem like it, especially when you do comparison and contrast with me and him, but yeah, no, he was wild. That's all I'll say. Let me see here. $2 from the Drew Yari Experience. Hey, Corey, have you and Chris Herman made up? I mean, I don't want to bring people's, I don't want to bring up people who we might not talk to anymore, but as you can tell by that statement, no, not really, no. But it's not because I hold any grudges, animosity towards him. I wish him the best, and I hope everything is working out with him. I really do. I'm not mad at him. Like I said, there would have to be a long discussion before we would ever be considered friends again. But I don't ever hold that possibility out. But that, yeah, we just haven't talked to each other. So nah, man. I wish I could be friends with everybody that I've had in my life. Whether those are people that have fallen out with or not, or people that just you just lose track of and just don't talk to that much anymore. But yeah, I don't. To this day, I'm still not really clear why all that even happened. I'm sure he has his reasons, but I have nothing against the guy. I really don't. I hope he's doing well. I really do, and I hope that. Hey man, listen. At the time it was like, hey, you're not a part of my life right now. You're not welcome to my home anymore. You're not. You burned a bridge with me. And now, you let that period. I think I like to give people a grace period. I was like, hey, that's I think that period is done where I feel that way, and it's like, hey, I don't, like I said, I never want to walk around with bitterness or anger in my heart towards anybody. So, yeah, I mean, I hope for the best for the future. Maybe one day we will make up, but yeah, not at this point. No, I don't know. Let me see here. What else we got? This is $5 from Patrick Limke again. I think that's how you say your name. It's cutting off the names here. Y'all need to look up this one wild show sometime called Xavier Renegade Angel. It's a mid-2000s Adult Swim show, and it's a swim show that's edgiest and most offensive. Okay, let me see. Xavier Renegade Angel. If that's what I think it is, let me see. Yeah, I've seen this show. Not a fan myself. Man, Adult Swim would make shows that were just too bizarre, that were too weird, and they were for certain people, not me. And this was one of those shows where it was just trying. There were shows I felt like they were trying to be weird to be weird. I forgot what this was about. This is a shaman that would, and it was done with bad graphics and almost like a bad CG animation. It's almost like that was hey, that's part of the joke. This show looks like shit. And he had a snake for a hand, a beak for a nose, and he would wander through the desert and talking, proverbs and wise sayings. And yeah, it just wasn't for me. Now, some people, they like that kind of stuff. So I'm not criticizing or saying no, because I hate it. So some other people should. But there were just some shows that Adult Swim did, and they were just too weird, and they just felt like they were trying too hard to be edgy and to be surreal, and they didn't appeal to me. Another show that was like that was 12 Ounce Mouse. And I will give Adult Swim this. Sometimes these shows were so weird you couldn't look away, and sometimes you dislike them so much that you hate watched and you watched it anyway. And 12 Ounce Mouse I've seen every episode. This is one where they did challenge people. They made this show as ugly and terrible looking as they could. It was it almost like they were trying to. They were doing weird stuff to make people ask questions, to just throw people off. And I don't know, man, it just annoyed me. And I've seen every episode. That's the funny thing about it. But yeah, I didn't like that. And they had another show called Perfect Hair Forever. All those shows, I was like, man, this is just hipster weird shit. And I just don't like it, man. Yeah, it's like being around somebody who's trying to be edgy and instead they're just fucking annoying and you want to beat the shit out of them. Yeah, I'd really... Yeah, stoner shows, man. Yeah, this is like Perfect Hair Forever was sort of like this takeoff on anime, like a satire of anime. And I draw the line at Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, that's, the reason why Aqua Teen Hunger Force worked is because they have real characters. Let me see, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Let's see. Where is it? So the thing about Aqua Teen Hunger Force is that they actually had characters that, whether you like them or hate them, they did have consistent personalities. And I always found them kind of funny the way the dynamic between these characters, Master Shake and Frylock and Meatwad, and I love Carl. Carl, the next door neighbor, the dude always wore the sweatpants and the flip flops and the damn tank top, wore that chain. Hey, what are you doing over there? He was always like upset at them, but would somehow get pulled into like their dumb shit and their adventures. And yeah, man, the characters just had some kind of weird appeal. These other shows, they really didn't have too much character, man. Like there was something relatable about these three characters living with each other. Because maybe, like, for example, a lot of people said, man, we kind of know people kind of like these characters. Like people say Martin is Frylock, I'm Master Shake. So, people know something like these characters, man. There's something relatable. Like even if you don't like them, somebody like them. All these other fucking shows, nobody know anybody like 12 Ounce Mouse or Perfect Hair Forever. Nobody knew it. These shows, like I said, they were so weird they had no real personality. You couldn't connect to them at all, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, it's just me. This is from Danny. Danny, let me see. Danny gave $6. Danny, again, I can't see the rest of your name. But Danny gave $6. Hey, Corey, long-time fan since 2006. Any plans to do a show in Toronto again? That last show in Toronto was incredible. Man, thank you. Thank you. You know what? Toronto was a lot of fun. And I had a great time in Toronto. And the show, man, we did so well at the show that the venue, they gave me some alcohol. Like in the green room, I went back there and I remember getting fucked up that night because I drank half that bottle of bourbon that they gave us. But because I remember, like, I don't know where to take this. I don't know what to do with this. And we were far away from a venue. Our venue was kind of was a little ways away from the Airbnb we were staying at. So I was like, man, I don't know what to do with this alcohol. So I just drank as much of it as I could. Later that night, woo, shit. But yeah, Toronto was a lot of fun, man. So I would love to do another show in Toronto. Now, it would probably be a solo show that I would do because the overhead might be a little bit too much to bring a lot of people. But I would love to, whether it's myself and Martin or just me, I would love to come and do another show in Toronto, man. Toronto was a lot of fun. Yeah, Toronto, Canada. And that was my first time going to Toronto. And we had an amazing time. Toronto's beautiful. You got a great city, Toronto. It is so clean. So nice over there. Toronto is almost up there with Japan as far as being a clean city, man. It's a beautiful city. And Doug again, 100 baht from Thailand. He says, see you in March, my friend. Google the pit Dr. Langdon. You'll see the perfect Leon S. Kennedy. Let me see here. The pit Dr. Langdon. I can't wait for that new Resident Evil game, y'all. I cannot. I am so silly for waiting on that game. I'm silly with it. I want to play it so bad. Let me see here. The pit Dr. Langdon. Dr. Langdon. Let me see what we got here. Nah, no. I don't mean it's like I'm Doug. Love you, man. That's not the Leon I know. Something about his face is too puffy or something. That's a handsome guy. Don't get me wrong. That guy is a very handsome guy, but he's no Leon Kennedy. No. I gotta watch the show though. I heard this show is great. Let's see here. Have you worked on any other games other than the Rugrats and the Pirate game? Also, can we get a roast of the Christian cartoon you worked on with the I Love Bees? Oh, the I Love Bees, and this is from Rob Xavier, $10. That I Love Bees, y'all. So I worked on this Christian show. Some of you heard about this. What was it called? St. Francis's Friendly World, I guess. Friendly World. It was a show for those who remember Barney the dinosaur. The guys that created Barney wanted to do a Christian cartoon, and they hired this animation company in Texas, Austin, Texas, to do it. And I worked. That was my first big animation job. Oh, let me see. St. Francis's Friendly World animated show. Because I'm getting St. Francis. There you go. Wait a minute. No. Oh, here it is. That's the one. I'm getting a lot of. Yeah. Francesco's. That's what it was. Not St. Francis. Francesco's Friendly World. Francesco. Let me see here. Yeah, this is it. Francesco's Friendly World. I worked on that. Man, listen, maybe we could do a watch party and watch an episode one day. I would love to do that with y'all. I mean, because listen, you're going to barely be able to get through one episode. And I'm not saying that because they're terrible or anything like that. I mean, this company, they got paid over $1 million to make this show. And that was just the first episode, or the first two episodes, which were like 30-minute, 40-minute episodes. They got paid $1 million to work on that those two episodes, over $1 million. And they worked on this like this is a fucking Pixar movie or a Disney feature, but they're for kids. They have a strong Christian message, which that's fine if you're Christian, but it's like it's almost like when it's a message for kids. So it's real, man. It's meant for like 7-year-olds, and it's gonna be hard to get through it. If anything, it's just out of curiosity. You will not. I'll be playing it for a little bit, and you're like, okay, we get it. Cut this shit off. So I'm not saying it's bad. It's well animated. It looks beautiful. I'm grateful for it. But your grown ass don't want to watch this. I'm telling you right now. You barely, I remember, the Last Stone, Francesco's Friendly World. Man, you'll get like about 5 minutes in and be like, okay, fuck it, I get it. You worked on this. Cool. Any other games I worked on? Ah, man. No. I don't think I worked on any other games besides those. I might have been like a small contributor to some games they had at this company. The company I worked on after this, I worked with after this, or worked for after this. I worked on animation for video games. Man, okay. I did. I was the lead animator, and I was the project manager, pretty much, on the art director on this. It was a Garth Brooks game. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find this. It was American Holidays, and it was also one for Folk Tales. Let me see here. Garth Brooks animated game. Let me see here. Garth Brooks animated game. Holidays. Folk Heroes. Yeah. Nothing. That was so fucking weird with this thing. So I tried to look it up. There's nothing on this. But it was a game called Little Garth Brooks. Let me see if I can, maybe if I put in Little Garth Brooks. Nah, not a fucking thing, man. It was about Little Garth Brooks. He was a little boy, and he was teaching kids about American holidays, the history of American holidays, and about American folk tales, folk heroes like Paul Bunyan and what's his name? The guy that John Henry, things like that, man. And we finished one, because I finished the one that was for holidays, and then I did another for we were about to be finished with the one that was for folk tales. And then one day the company that hired us to do it, they said, all right, we got some notes and we'll be back with you. And we never saw that shit again. It just disappeared. And you would think that it's because it looked like shit or the game was bad. Listen, the game might have been lackluster because it was just a bunch of clickables. It was for little kids. You click on stuff and it just, you went to the next page and you clicked on other stuff. It was just meant to be like a little fun activity thing for kids. The animation though, if I do say so myself, I am so proud of the designs and the animation I did on that. I'm still thinking about some of the, first of all, I was learning, and I made such progress on, it was my first time really going full-fledged animation where they trusted me. We just learned the program to work in and everything, and they trusted me, and we did. And I was doing like really amazing work on there for one person. So man, it just kind of, I'm just really kind of hurt that I can't find any artwork from that at all. It just fucking disappeared. And to this day, maybe if I go ask someone who was working on that project what happened, maybe I'll find out. But I remember back then they just said, yeah, we're waiting to hear back. They're gonna get back with us. They never fucking got back with us. And I never heard of that project ever again. I don't know what happened. They burned that thing and took it out of just wiped out its existence. That was crazy, man. Somebody saying show us some concept art. So here's the other thing. I bet I have something around here with that on there, but they're all on floppy disk. They're all on like little. They're all on like outdated floppy disk. And I'm sure there's technology that can take information from that, but the program that it was under, that program doesn't even exist anymore. It was a program called Future Splash. Today it's called Adobe. Today in its latest incarnation or its latest version is called Adobe Animate. But this program, before it got bought by Adobe, before it got bought by Adobe, it was called Future Splash. And that was, that's the earliest version of it, man. That doesn't exist anymore. So these files that we were working in, we don't have anything to play them on. So it really is pretty much wiped out. Like you can't find anything on this. It doesn't exist anymore. And man, it's nothing like working hard on something. I got paid. I'm good. I was hired to do a job and I did it. But fuck, man, when you work hard on something like that, it's a shame that you can't find that anymore. It's a shame you can't see it. I mean, if only for myself, I was really proud of the stuff I saw in there. I would really love to have that and show it to you. I want to see it again myself, but it's gone. It just does not exist anymore. Ah, well, it's what happens when you work for other people, man. Let's see here. Let me find some other stuff. Man, I got a lot of questions here. $5 from Dive himself. Since you mentioned Ja Rule looks like Morocco Mole, I've been watching Secret Squirrel episodes. Do you have a favorite moment or episode? I don't, because I don't remember Secret Squirrel. I mean, no, I remember it, but I haven't seen that show in so long. I just remember it used to come on a show called The Banana Splits, and they did a remake of it later on in life. But yeah, Secret Squirrel was an old cartoon, man. Came on this show called The Banana Splits, and he had and that's one of the newer versions. Like the old versions are like this. He worked with he had a sidekick called Morocco Mole. I don't remember, man. I have so many cartoons I love from back in the day, and I don't remember any episode at all. I just have fun memories of knowing that they existed and they entertained me for hours as a kid. I don't even know who the hell this white dude is right here. I don't even remember that guy. But yeah, man. You know what? Maybe I'll go back and watch some episodes at some point, because I do remember loving it. Yeah, it was nothing like being home in the summertime and you could just watch cartoons all day. Unless you had to go to some bullshit like Vacation Bible School or something like that, or your parents made you go to some camp or something to get you the hell out the house. But yeah, I used to just love, that was my thing. I used to love going swimming, eating at McDonald's, and watching cartoons all day. Did you watch Spartacus? There's a new season based off of Asher, a what if season. If we had killed Spartacus and took over the Ludus Gladiator House. I don't know anything about that. That's from Future Zeitgeist, $5. I wish I could tell you. That's the one that was on Stars, right? Never watched it, so I can't tell you anything about it. I wish I could, but you make it sound good. I want to watch it. $5 from Captain Obvious. Are you on the lookout for 2026 movies for the Bad Movie Roast? Always. I do, man. We tried to put up Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2 to do a roast with, and y'all like, nah, let's not do that one yet. So I'll find, but I like to do. I'm wanting to do roasts for more recent films, like really bad ones, like we just did with War of the Worlds and Playdate. But yeah, listen, there'll be plenty to come up. Rob Xavier, favorite voice actor. Mine is Charlie Adler. Oh man, you know what? He's overused, and this is not a good answer. But let me see. There's two. I mean the most obvious one, because I think this guy just has an amazing voice. Keith David. Keith David has an amazing voice. But somebody else. Let me see here. I really love, and I think this guy is extremely talented, and I had the privilege of interviewing him, Phil LaMarr. I love Phil LaMarr. Phil LaMarr is that guy is such an amazing voice actor. So versatile. He can do different ethnicities. He can do different ages. He can, just different varieties of voices, man. Love that guy. But Keith David, man, I think Keith David I love because I think Keith David, he was so great as Dr. Fastidious or whatever from Princess and the Frog. Let me see here. Yeah, I love that character, man. That character he's. I got problems with that movie, but that character is some amazing voice work. Let me see here. What else we got? Come on. Gotta refresh my page. Look at that. Damn. Really? I don't want to refresh at all. Come on now. There we go. I gotta put the fan funding chat back on right there. Let me see. When are you gonna do a Houston show? I've been talking about
Alert
doing a
from
Houston.
Safari. This web page and one other page are not
All
respond.
right. Shut the fuck up. Man, I want to do a show in Houston. I'm and Felix and I've talked about it. We're just trying to find the right venue to do it. And when I say the right venue, see, in order to make money with these, I mean, there has to be certain conditions, and we want those conditions to be understood before we actually try to do a show. So we're trying to find the right size, the right conditions. But once we do that, I'll definitely go to Houston. The thing with Houston is that going to Houston it's right down the road from me. I got my sister I can stay with. I got my cousin I can stay with. They'll probably come out and watch the show and watch me embarrass myself in front of them. No, I think they like it. But it just cuts back on a lot of overhead. I don't have to fly. So yeah, I would love to do something in Houston. We're actually talking about doing a pub crawl in Houston because we had a fun time last time. But pub crawls don't make money, so we just be doing that for fun. I want to make some money. Oh, and that was from Danny Soul who asked that $2. Let me see here. Y'all don't be finishing shows before the review. Well, we just finished Welcome to Derry. We're gonna do a review on Stranger Things. So we're getting there. We're trying. Give us a little time. It's a lot of shows, man. It's hard to watch movies and shows and also keep up with pop culture talking. I know that's the position we put ourselves in, but it's not easy. Let's see here. Oh, this is SEJ, $5. Apologies if this has been asked, but have you or Martin seen Pluribus or have any interest in reviewing it? My mom and I loved it. That is what I'm trying to actually get through right now. Pluribus so far is great. And I think I'm going to try to watch some of that because I'm slowing down on traveling now. Man, so we just did every month a live show, and then I've had to do some other things. I think I had some other traveling between that. The last 4 months, we've been doing a lot of stuff. So I have not been able to catch up on shows as much as I want to, in addition to all the other workload that we have on top of that. But Pluribus is something I start to watch, enjoying what I'm watching here. I don't want to spoil it for you. Let's just say that I don't want to say anything. I'll just say that this woman, she's I don't want to say anything. It's best you just jump into it cold. It's an Apple show though, and it is really good. It has the woman who played Saul from Better Call Saul. He played his girlfriend and fellow lawyer. And so far it's really good, man. It has a great hook, and it'll get you wrapped from the very first episode. So, and everybody's talking about this, so I'm really eager to get back into it. Let me see here. There's an upcoming Neil Breen film called Dire Duplicity. New bad movie roast? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. We already saw the trailer for it, man. Oh. Neil Breen never disappoints. Neil Breen is quality of his own. Yeah, man. Neil Breen. If y'all don't know Neil Breen is Tommy Wiseau on acid. And that man loves green screen, sliding shit across the screen and everything. But he's one of those guys who he doesn't care. Listen, that guy has a vision and he's gonna go through with it. This is a guy who just loves to create. And he's creating to the best of whatever abilities he's got. And I kind of appreciate that. Whether you think these things are crazy or not, but yeah, these movies are pretty terrible, I ain't gonna lie. But there's a charm to them, and they make great roast. They're almost too good. It's like watching a Neil Breen movie and trying to do a roast. It's a lot of work because those things are so fucking weird. It's just something happening, something crazy happening every second almost, and you just have to figure out what the best clips to pick and choose from. But yeah, Neil Breen. If you haven't seen Neil Breen movie, go watch it, man. They you could argue the quality, but they are fascinating. They like you will be hard pressed to stop watching. Let me see. How's it glorious? Have you seen Watership Down? Yes, I've seen Watership Down. It freaked me the fuck out as a kid, man. Watership Down is one of those. It's one of those animated movies that passes itself off as a kids movie, and then you get in there and they start dealing with death, and they start they start dealing with the cruelty of man on animals. Man, Watership Down is I can't. Watership Down. It's based on a book, and it's about these rabbits. I guess they're trying to reach a certain destination, and all along the way, it's all the stuff and the dangers that they encounter, and it's fucked up, man. Like seriously, it's not a kids movie, man. This is the kind of movie that a lot of kids saw thinking that they were about to watch a cute Disney rabbit movie, and it fucked their day up. Yeah, it's yeah, I don't ever want to watch this movie again. It's a great film though. I mean, and I love that they didn't back down, but man, it is hard to watch, especially like somebody like me if you like animals. They also did another movie called The Plague Dogs. And that one is hard too. It's about these two dogs that escape from a lab, and they're just they're on the run for their lives, man. And you can see they still got, like, they've been experimented on. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. I think it's made by the same person who made Watership Down. These movies have ruined childhoods for people out there. Yeah, they're movies that deserve to be seen, but you only want to see them once. This is from Sigmund Freud, $5. Corey, you're genuinely one of the funniest people I've ever heard. Your commentary has had me dying for years. You ever considered doing stand-up or sketches? Well, I do comedy shows, man. You know, I guess I need to make that more known because I'm starting to do more shows. I was doing stuff regularly in New York. In fact, I was doing so regularly, I just had to slow down because I was going there a lot. I had a regular thing at the Broadway Comedy Club, and I've been doing some good shows, man. And thanks to you, I've been appreciative that people have been giving me good feedback, and you've been attending the shows. So yeah, so I've been doing comedy more and more, comedy's not easy, but it's great to do it and learn, and because you start to do it, and if you're really trying to do it right, you just learn to respect the skill of like telling a story or a joke. It's one of the things that made me critical about Dave Chappelle's latest special, man. We just put up a video about Dave Chappelle's special. Dave Chappelle, and I think he's still funny. I thought there were a lot of funny things in his last special, but man, I love the art of telling stories, but I think that you have to structure it right, and you have to like have a really good ending or some kind of payoff. And I'm not one of those people who's like, Dave Chappelle ain't funny no more. He's just an old man complaining. I'm not gonna go that harsh, but Dave Chappelle, he used to be. I think he used to be better at structuring a joke, and I think he used to be better at structuring a story with a great payoff and a great way to end the specials. And for some reason, that's not happening right now. But I still think he's a funny guy. But I bring that up not to like compare myself to Dave Chappelle or anything like that. It's just that, I think doing these more and more. Luckily, I haven't bombed at any point yet, but it really does teach you the importance of structuring, whether it be a joke with a punchline or a narrative. So, yeah, man, I've been doing them, and thank you, man. That's very encouraging for you to say what you said. I really do. Humbly, I really do thank you for the compliment. Appreciate it. $2 from what is this? Orange Gatorade. I like the blue myself, but orange is good. Orange is good. I was raised on orange Gatorade. Ever seen the movie Ricky O, The Story of Ricky? Man, I used to love that movie. So this is one of the goriest. Ricky O, The Story of Ricky. Man, if you haven't seen this, it's based on a maybe I think on not even a Japanese manga. Maybe it's Korean. I don't know. Maybe it's Japanese. He's Chinese. I don't know, but this Ricky O, the story of Ricky, is one of the goriest movies that I've ever seen. I used to have parties, have people come over, and we would watch this because of how ridiculously over the top and gory it was, or is. Yeah, this is crazy, man. It is wild. And yeah, I mean, I remember I had one dude walk out of one of the parties because we were all laugh at it. We were all watching and laugh at it. I remember there was a bar after our show that we did on cable access. We would do movie nights sometimes, and this is one thing I used to like to show. I remember one guy walked out and he's just like, "It's too much. It's just too much. I can't do it." But yeah, if you haven't seen this, watch it, man. It's insanely bloody and gory to the point it's just comical. I mean, that's the thing with me. I wasn't watching because I love to watch violence and gore. You know, no, it was cartoonish almost. It was so over the top. I mean, we're talking itchy and scratchy level violence right here. Let me see here. This is 90 MX from, I guess MX is pesos, from Carlos Escobar. Hi, I've noticed that none of your TV show reviews gets as many views as your film reviews. War of the Worlds, Him, Sinners. Why do you think that is? It depends, man. Like Stranger Things did pretty well. That's why I'm very careful about the TV shows. Stranger Things did well. The Dave Chappelle special. Yeah, so, you know, I mean, it could be also that we don't do them consistently enough. So that's the thing about YouTube. YouTube, a lot of your views depend on what YouTube pushes. So I don't know what this algorithm does, but I think when it comes to TV shows, it has to be certain TV shows that we do. It has to appeal to, you know, it has to appeal to our audience, or whatever the algorithm thinks the audience likes. Because now we're very careful about what we do. We're kind of getting a grip on what we think people like. There's certain movies. So this is why we started the YouTube members, because, you know, if we want to review certain shows of certain TV or certain movies, there are things now that we know will do well on the main channel, and there are certain things that we know will not do as well, but people still want to see it, and we put it in the YouTube section, our YouTube members section. So yeah, you know, I don't know. Let's see here. Y'all should have a reward for the best roast. You know what? Maybe we'll do that one day. We'll do a top 10 best roast based on your feedback. See what we can do with that. Let me see here. $5. What are your top 3 favorite movie posters of all time? Drew Struzan's Indiana Jones and The Thing are up there for me. I was going to say, for me, I grew up in the 70s, and I was a kid of the 70s and 80s. I was able to cross over. I was born in the 70s. I was a kid in the 80s, and so I got to be there for all the blockbuster stuff that came out. And man, you know, so I got to grow up in the time of very iconic posters. I still think the poster for Jaws is an incredible poster, man. You know, Jaws is amazing, and yeah, man, Return of the Jedi is one of my favorite posters. So Drew Struzan is a guy that did a lot of posters for Spielberg and for George Lucas movies, and I still remember the poster for Return of the Jedi. I think that one is great. Oh, and here's one of my favorite posters of all time, because I had never seen anything like this. And when I say nothing like this, I mean that, let me see here. My favorite poster, I think, of all time, because it was just, man, just watching this gave me chills, and the image said it all. Batman, 1989. That poster was everywhere. And for the longest time, it never had any words on it except for June 23rd, or, you know, maybe some small credits at the bottom. But for the most part, it was just the Batman logo. And that said everything. I think up until the movie was coming out, they did not put Batman on there, and I thought that was amazing. Because when I say I'd never seen anything like that, I mean that I'd never seen a poster that just said the image. That's all you need. And then that poster you had other people who tried to do that too. Like when Dick Tracy came out. Another comic book or comic strip movie. Let me see, a movie poster. I remember at the time, it tried to do a rip on Batman. For the longest time they just put the image up there. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question right there. Let me see here. So I didn't see top 3, but I guess I gave you 3. Yeah, okay. Spartacus walked so that Got could fly. Oh, so like Game of Thrones. I'm sorry. Yeah, man. Listen, I'll probably get on Spartacus one day, but I definitely. I guess Spartacus did come out before Game of Thrones. And that's Future Zeitgeist that gave me that. Well, man, you know what, man? Won't watch it anytime soon because I got so much TV to watch. But yeah. Let me see here. There's some SEJ again, $5. Never seen someone take their time and thoroughly respond to every donation on the stream. Much love and respect, Corey. Been a fan since 2010. Nah, man, you know what? Listen, that means a lot to me that people would even donate like that to just have a talk. That means a lot to me. And like I said, it started out because we just wanted to we found a way that we could actually stream without getting in trouble on YouTube, and then people just started doing super chats. And I'm like, hey man, if you're gonna give money, I'm gonna do my best to go through every one of these. I don't want to leave anybody hanging. I don't want anybody to think I don't appreciate what they've done. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's my pleasure. And thank you, SCJ. $10 from Eric Chades. Hey, Corey, just want to thank you for the bad movie roast over the years. I overindulge on these more than I'd like to admit. Happy New Year's to you, Radio and Powder. Oh, man, I'm sure Radio and Powder are very grateful. Isn't that right, Radio? So, hey, that's from Radio himself. Thank you. Boy, Radio has got to be one of the most offensive movies I've ever seen. That Negro walking around with that basket, pushing a basket, his top jaw hanging out. Oh, let me see, Radio, movie, basket. He pushed around a shopping cart. Yeah, look at this. Just ride down the street, just looking at silly. That was one of my favorite roasts, by the way. I think we did a part 2 for that. Let me see here. This is from Marco X Circus, $5. Hey, Corey, I was trying to ask this last year, but would you be able to review the Rocky Horror Picture Show for its 50th anniversary? Again, it depends on what people, the response we get for that. I don't know if our audience is really into a roast for the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Oh, let me see here. And here's the thing, man. I've never seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show in its entirety. I've seen it in chunks on TV. And if nobody knows about the Rocky Horror Picture Show is one of the most famous audience participation movies out there. I don't even know if the movie's that good, but the songs are so popular. The songs are so legendary that at midnight showings, people go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. They dress up like the characters. And and you can't even, you have to probably, you better have seen the movie because you're not gonna be able to watch the movie. You're gonna watch people perform in the movie. So, yeah, man, I don't know. See, that's the thing I'm saying. I don't know what the effect of it will be if we just review the movie on itself. Because honestly, from what I've seen, it's not that great. It's the music that really makes it. But I don't know, man. Who knows? If there's a demand for it, then we'll do it. If enough people ask us to do something, we'll do it. I'll do it. Oh, let me see here. Come on. Trying to refresh the page over here. Oh, come on. God damn it. Let me see. Let me see. Future Zeitgeist. Have you seen Itchy the Killer and Tokyo Gore Police? I've seen Itchy the Killer. Saw Itchy the Killer when I was in college. I don't know if y'all know Itchy the Killer. Itchy the Killer. This is, let me see here. Yeah, this is a Japanese, let me see here. Yeah, this is another Asian, very violent movie. I saw Itchy the Killer when I was in college at this theater called the Dolby Theater, where they were known for showing just stuff that we can watch easily now. Stuff that wouldn't shock us at this moment. Stuff that would seem like kind of normal because you could find it on some streaming service. Back then, you had these niche things that crowds you would either have to be in the know, or you're a fan of it, or somebody would invite you to go. And they did all these these underground films, foreign films, animated movies, independent films. And Itchy the Killer was one of those movies that I saw back in the day. This is another crazy violent film right here. If you haven't seen it, it's wild. I haven't seen it, man, in like decades. Was Itchy like a cop, or was he like a what do you call it, a vigilante? I really don't remember a whole lot about this. But yeah, this is y'all saw this years ago, man. Yeah, Takashi Miike is the director of this. Y'all might know Takashi Miike because he's a big director in Japan. He actually had a show called Takashi. Did he have that show called Takashi's Castle? It was a reality show where it was kind of like Takashi's Castle. It was one of those obstacle course shows where they would set up these crazy, like American Gladiators, except way goofier. It was like a human video, like a living video game or something. Okay, somebody said that's Takashi Kitano. Okay, all right. So no, that's not the same guy. But Takashi Miike, man, yeah. If you haven't seen Itchy the Killer, watch this, man, and watch some of his other movies that he's done. The one that I know the most is Audition. Martin and I saw this movie, Audition, and actually loved it. But we both walked out. There's a scene with a guy that's sedated and piano wire. And this movie starts out as one thing, and Martin and I were like, okay, this movie's kind of corny. Because it starts out as being one thing. It's almost like another movie. And then it takes this really crazy turn. And then they get to a scene with a dude who's like, he's conscious, but he can't move. And then there's some piano wire. And man, Martin and I walked out. And we stood at the door because the movie. So we saw it at this theater, the Dolby Theater. But we stood out. We walked out of the theater, but we stayed and listened from the door because we were so into the movie. But that scene with the piano wire, I remember we couldn't look, and I got brave enough to like put my head in and kind of keep watching and cringing. And Martin would ask me like, "Man, what happened next? What are they doing now?" And I had to narrate to him what was happening because it was so it was just too much. It was too tense. Yeah, somebody knows. Kitty, 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 kitty. Yeah, who is that? The hard-boiled one. Yeah, man. That one is that it's a good movie. It's a hard watch though, and you have to see it. It's a really good movie, but yeah, you got to be prepared and brace yourself for the crazy shit that happens with that movie. Oh, Tokyo Gore Police I have not seen. 50 pesos from Carlos Escobar. I don't think that Stranger Things will have as much pull as War of the Worlds. Mea culpa. Will you consider to do more roast of recent movies? Yeah, I won't strange. I won't roast Stranger Things. Stranger Things. That's part of the show. I wouldn't roast that. No, not at all. Not at all. I'll do a review of it, but I won't roast it. Uh, but yeah, we are definitely thinking about roasting more recent movies for sure. Uh, let me see here. Niger Kahina. What would be a good time to review Ace Ventura? I don't know what a good time is. You have to time these things. I don't know. Ace Ventura. That's the Jim Carrey movie. Man, sometimes we do. So sometimes we do retro reviews based on when if there's a theme or if it's related to a movie that's about to come out. We try to find some excuse instead of just randomly reviewing something. But who knows, man? Maybe we have nothing to do. Maybe we'd be like, hey, let's review this. Because I've never seen it. That's a good reason too. Just be like, hey, I've never seen this movie. Let's go and watch it. Maybe it'd be like, movies Corey's never seen before. So we'll find some kind of way to do it. But that's not what I thought about doing until you mentioned it. But who knows? Dive himself, $5. With or without mentioning names, besides Harry Knowles, who is the worst critic that you've had a terrible interaction with? Man, there was a. All right, I'm gonna tell you this. Yeah, Harry Knowles is definitely just I think a completely shitty person. I'm not even judging him by being a critic. I just think he's not a good person, and I'd have to see otherwise to think otherwise. But man, there was. So I'm gonna tell you this, and this is a little embarrassing to tell you, and I'm not even criticizing this person. It was not a good interaction though, but I'm glad I had it. So when I was 12 years old, there was this critic that I loved, man. I was a weird kid. I read movie reviews all the time and in the paper, and that's how I love movies that much. And one of the critics I loved was he came to our school, but he came to our school because he was also a pretty good artist. So he came to school to show us his illustrations and whatnot. And I remember telling him, I'm like, oh, and I don't want to say this guy's name, but I'm like, oh my God. I said, I read your stuff all the time. And then he looked at he was impressed that I read his, so young that I was reading his movie reviews. But then he also saw me drawing and he's like, hey, you're pretty good. And he said, you know what? Give me your number or give me your address or something. Give me your information. And I'm going to send you a book. And he sent me this book about drawing. And I remember this guy had such an impact on my life. And years later, I remember I was writing some stuff. And I remember I was being told by a writing teacher that I was a very good writer. And but little I know at the time, I was good at writing a certain thing. I didn't write. I started writing more, and I started to write a story, and I started to write a story that it was. I wouldn't even tell you what it was about, but it was some fantasy shit. It was like werewolves and stuff like that, and I remember writing it, and I thought it was at the time, being so young, I thought, oh, this is cool. And I was like, I'm talking about me being early on in college. And so I wrote this and I'm so proud of it. And I gave it to him thinking like, hey man, years later, I heard about him on the radio or something. And I wrote him back and I said, hey man, I was this kid, 12 years old. You gave me this book. You told me I was a good drawer. I was a good drawer. See, that's why my writing was terrible. No, I was a good artist. And you loved that I would read your reviews. I thought you were a great writer too. And I asked him, I said, can you look at my writing and tell me what you think? And he took it. And this guy who was my hero for what he had done, he met me somewhere, I think at the library in Waco. And he just pretty much broke it down and said, yeah, it's just, he did everything but tell me I sucked. And it's almost like and it wasn't this thing where he looked disappointed. It was almost like he gave me some feedback. He said, he told me the story it needed work. It's not at a good spot. I need to work on my writing very much. And he just had this look on his face the whole time like, why are you wasting my fucking time? He looked at me like, it was almost like, okay, cool. I did something nice for you. I don't remember you. I'm doing this just because I'm trying to be nice. Really, why are we here? He's like, all right. It wasn't those things where he's like, and you could tell because it wasn't like he said, hey, write this over or do better, take this advice, and then hit me back and let me and let me see your progress. He was like, good luck, man. And I was like, wow. And I'm not even mad at him. No, he was right. It was an experience that I needed to have. I sucked. And to this day, the guy's dead now. But to this day, it's one of those experiences where I'm like, why was I wasting this guy's time? Do you guys ever have a memory where you think back on it, you wish this memory was never in your head? You wish you could wipe that, but you can't, and you probably shouldn't because you need that lesson. I think back with embarrassment almost once a week, but it was an experience that I needed. That embarrassment is something that made me be aware of. Now, man, let me tell you about this experience right here. It taught me so many things. It taught me to really be realistic about your talent. It taught me to read body language and body cues. It taught me to be humble. And so I need that bad memory, man. I need that there. But I think back and I feel so stupid. I feel so dumb. And that's probably one of the worst experiences I've had with a critic. And that guy was he was a great writer, multi-talented guy. Also, I don't think he liked that I was writing about vampires and werewolves and shit because he was a very religious guy. And at that point, he become a pastor, I think. I'll tell you his name. And the only reason I wasn't saying his name is because he was local and you wouldn't know him. But I'll tell you who the guy is. Let me see here. Yeah, he's dead now, man. He was a professor at Baylor. Yeah, I'm almost embarrassed to tell you who it is, but his name is Bob Darden. He was a professor at Baylor, and yeah, I'm looking at him right now, and every picture is saying to me, Corey, you fucking dumbass. Stupid ass. Yeah, like this picture right here, really? You made me read that shit. So I think he's dead now. If I could, I would write to this guy no, he's still alive. He's 71 years old. I thought he was dead. Man, if I could actually, I would never bother this guy again. Never bother this guy again. I'm too embarrassed, and I feel like I feel like I took a part of his life that he could never get back. But man, if I could just apologize to this guy today, I would. It would have to be a chance encounter. But he's written, look at all these books. So he knew what he was doing. I didn't know he wrote this many books. So when he told me I sucked, he knew exactly what he was talking about. Wow. I almost wish he was dead just because he wouldn't have to live in the same reality with me, man. Not because I want him dead. I just wish that, now I wish I was dead, knowing that he's alive. Jesus. I feel so cringy just looking at these pictures, and not because of him, because of me. Just thinking back to that. But that's one of my worst experiences with a critic, and not because of him. It's because of me. So anyway, moving on. Let me see. What do you think of Hideo Kojima wanting to make an open world Predator game? I don't know, man. His games are a little out there for me. So I don't know if he would make just a fun, straightforward Predator game, or he would make something that's got some kind of artistic thing going on that the story would be something you couldn't understand. Like I was looking forward to the Silent Hill game that he was going to do with him and Ed, Frankenstein, and other monsters. Guillermo del Toro, and it looked like that was going to be pretty cool. So who knows? Maybe he could do that. But like the last two games he came out with, what are they called? I wasn't interested in playing them. I heard that they were more experiences than actual traditional games. So I don't know, man. Yeah, and I played a lot of Metal Gear Solid games, and I think the last game he came out with, even that took a turn where I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know, these things he can go off in his own world with stuff. So I don't know, taking a mainstream brand like Predator, I don't know if that would be for him, but who knows, man. I mean, he does great with when those Metal Gear games hit, they hit. So all the stealth in there, you know, that would be great for a Predator game. So I think somebody would just have to pull him back and say, you go to that crazy ass place you always go in these games. Danny Neme. Sorry, I'm not messing your name up. I apologize. Let me see here. Don Bluth films always stuck with me growing up because they didn't shy away from harsh messages and themes. Can you think of anyone doing kids animation like that in recent years? Yeah. Charlie Brown was like that. Charlie Brown, man, for everybody that thinks Charlie Brown is so cute, I mean, that's really what I'm thinking of. When we just got through talking about things like Watership Down and the Plague Dogs. And man, listen, Don Bluth, as much as I love him, his movies, they got very, very kiddie. You know, they became very, very soft and very, very much meant for children later on, like A Troll in Central Park and All Dogs Go to Heaven. I know dogs died, but it's like, I mean, they got softer as they went on. I thought Don Bluth doing Titan AE, I thought that was really cool. But I don't know if that was really meant for kids. But I told you, man, one of the harshest things that I've seen as far as being a kid's movie was A Boy Named Charlie Brown. And it's not harsh. I love it because it's not harsh in violence or, giving you any kind of really dark realities of life. It's just saying, man, life is just hard sometimes. And that movie said we're not gonna sugarcoat it for you. Things don't go your way, and deal with it. Charlie Brown, when the movie's about Charlie Brown going to the spelling bee. When he goes to the spelling bee, everybody's cheering him on. Everybody's his friend. And they say, man, for once you're not a loser, and that's the reason why that they were really happy for him. And then he gets there and he loses, and then he got far. I mean, he was like one of the last three people left, I think. And he misspelled Beagle. And instead of everybody being like, and I really thought this was shitty, man. And instead of everybody being like, wow, you got really far, Charlie Brown. Congratulations, man. You did actually, you did well. You went further than we thought you would. No, everybody turns their back on him. They treat him like shit. And then when he comes home, nobody's there for him at all. They even went out and they played baseball the next day, and even Linus comes over and even says, yeah, we actually won the baseball game today, hinting that because you weren't there. And then you think like something's going to happen while the kids are going to get together and kind of say, oh, we were wrong, Charlie Brown. Sorry, we love you. You did great. Nah, Linus just tells him, hey, man, it sucks. Yeah, sorry. But did you notice something? The world didn't come to an end. And that's it. That's the end of the movie, man. I mean, there's one last scene where he kicks the football, and even then, Lucy still pulls that shit from under him. He lands on his ass. But, yeah, man, that was usual day for Charlie Brown. Somebody said, yeah, that's one of the roughest things I've seen as far as a kids movie goes. Because, like I said, it wasn't something where, it was violent or shocking. It was just like, nah, man, we're not going to hold your hand here. life sucks sometimes, even as a kid. Deal with it. That hit hard, man. I cried at the end. You know what, man? That's funny. I cried at the end of that movie because it's just like, man, Charlie Brown, he actually got up and dealt with it, and they're playing this song, A Boy Named Charlie Brown from Tony Bennett, and it's just like, wow, man, this kid, I just feel bad for him because nobody likes him. He's a fuck up, and I'm kind of frustrated with him, but you know what? He never stops trying. Yeah, it's a pretty moving. It's a moving climax or a moving last scene to a film. See here. Pete Torres, welcome to the Warm and Toasty. Thank you, man. Thank you for joining our Warm and Toasty section there. And that, you know what, be looking for more movies and reviews and TV show stuff that we're going to be putting in that section. Like I said, stuff that doesn't do well in the main channel, as been pointed out, we put that stuff there. My last question for tonight, Rob Xavier. Any video footage of Martin with the fro? Not that I've seen. If I did, I put it out there. So yeah, man, none that I've seen. Only maybe pictures of him as a kid. But as far as, listen, we got some pictures of him with an afro where he was wearing a wig, and he was just, because his animated character on Spill had an afro. But nah, I never seen Martin with an afro. But you better hope I don't find it, because I'm gonna put that shit right out there. This is from The Real Marino. Corey, thank you for contributing to bring the fun. I'm sorry, contributing. No wonder this guy hated my writing. I can't even talk. Thank you for continuing to bring the fun. I have a crazy pipe dream. Buy the rights to Oogie Loves and make a sequel called Toogie Loves. And he did that with a number 2. Who do you think should be in it? Oh, man. Leonardo DiCaprio. Denzel Washington. Who else? Idris Elba should be in there. Gwyneth Paltrow. Angela Bassett. Yeah. Let's get the rights, and I'll make this happen, man. As soon as I get the rights, I'll make some calls. Put all those people in there. Timothy Chalamet. Yeah. All those fools. $10 from Shetty Wap. Just 10 simple dollars. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shetty Wap. Put a little dancing man in there. Thank you. Let's celebrate their 10th super on a live stream. Thank you very much. Let me see here. What is your favorite book and or graphic novel that seems unadaptable? Jesus. To live action that you would like to see attempted? There is a book, and it was attempted once, and they couldn't do it. And that made me think, like, yeah, maybe this is, listen, somebody can probably do it, but it is hard. It is hard. Let me see here. And they did it, and let me see here. Graphic novel. Any guesses from people out there? It's been attempted once, and to me, I think it failed, and it did not it was not successful. But if anybody wants to try to take a guess, Don Quixote, no. I'll tell you what it is. Just go ahead and tell you right now. Watchmen, no, they got Watchmen at some point. Dark Tower's not done yet, so I think that they can do it. I know it's about to happen. The Road was actually pretty good. I read that book, and the movie I think did a good adaptation. So Clifford the Big Red Dog. Thank you. That's it. No, hell no. Preacher. Preacher is a graphic novel, and Martin got me on this, man. I was watching Preacher. I was reading Preacher for years. Martin would get me different collections every year. And if you've never heard of Preacher, it's a crazy book. It's about a guy who was raised by a sadistic family after they kill his father, and somehow he gets possessed by the power of God. And because he's seen so much violence and cruelty, he decides to go, since he has the power of God in him. Because I think like God and the devil had a baby or something, and the baby ended up possessing him, or the offspring, and then he decides to go and challenge God to a fight. And along the way, he meets all these crazy characters, man. Like a kid that tried to commit suicide and survived, ended up having a face that looked like an asshole. They call him arse face. The reason why I say that this didn't succeed is because it was Seth what's his name? Not Seth Green, but Seth Rogen and his partner, his writing partner, producing partner. They tried to do a TV show adaptation. And let me see here. And I just don't think they did very good with it. They had I won't get into how, but like this is a story that like spans several locations. This is a one long journey, one long trip, one long road trip in a way. And they did not do that at all on the show. It was so self-contained in one location. Some of the characters they weren't able to do. Just got some other characters wrong, and so to me it's a failure. So for somebody who loves this book, so yeah, I don't think they'll be able to. This is one I don't think that they'd be able to. It'll be hard to adapt. Very hard to adapt. When they're proven by them already trying to do it. About to wrap things up here. What the hell? Will Smith accusation? There's a Will Smith accusation going on? I didn't know this. Will Smith. Let me see here. Let me type it up here. Will Smith. There's a Will Smith accusation? Let me see here. Will Smith sued for sexual harassment by violinist Brian King Joseph, who played on his tour. Man, too early for me to say anything. It's just like with Tyler Perry right now. I don't know anything about this. I'm just learning about it. It's very early. I told you, man, I'm very careful with these because on the one hand, you never know when people are trying to get, do a money grab. But then we know that crazy things happen. And right when you think like somebody is trying to come out and take money, then some other details come out, more people come in and try to sue. So I don't know, man. That's my thoughts. I just wait until I hear more. So I don't know, but that's crazy. Oh hell. Let's see how. Damn. That dude looks like something out of Mad Max or something. Yeah, I don't know, man. I will stay tuned now. That is wild. When did this accusation come out? Like, let me see here. This is updated today. Wow. Who knows? And again, I'm very careful because I know some people want to come out and say, yeah, see, I told you Will Smith was gay. People just want to have the I told you so's. So I'm gonna wait on this one. Let me see here. This is from Carlos Escobar, 50 pesos. And that was Cole Barker who did the last question of Will Smith, $2 he gave. 50 pesos. Publish your story that the critic didn't like on Kindle Unlimited. I'll buy it, make my wife read it. She read like 5 books a week from the Kindle library. Hey, look, nah, man, listen, nah, it's not a matter of like, he didn't like my book, so I just should publish myself. Nah, it really was, it was me writing something that was just kind of geeky and me trying to, I think I might have been even trying to be edgy with this. And and you know, I was probably trying to be too clever for my own good. I wasn't writing from the heart. I wasn't writing what I know. When that teacher told me that I was a great writer, I did write some great things, and I wrote some great short stories for that class, and she would read them to the class that she loved them so much. But I was writing from the heart. You know, I was writing what I know. Then I got ambitious and was like, oh, let me write stuff that I've seen in blockbuster movies. And so, nah, man, it was not good. It was that guy, his reaction to me was in my story was right. That was a great lesson. You know, again, that was a great lesson in being honest with yourself and being humble. This is from Sonny Chavez, 6282. I just want to thank you for making me smile. Disaster movie traumatized me with the evil chipmunk scene as a kid. Your review is therapy to me. I have anxiety, and your content helps me with my life. You know what? It's funny because I hate that movie, disaster movie, but that chipmunk scene is one of the things that actually kind of makes me laugh. It's terrible. It's terrible. There it is. It's so bad. But it kind of made me laugh in a way. That was one of the few things that gave me a chuckle. But I can see why it would traumatize you. But yeah, this movie's still a piece of shit. I hate that film. Bendez, 8285. Double toasted 12-year anniversary party, baby. So, man, thank you for reminding me. I have to find a way to raise money for this. Somebody said do crowdfunding. And I would love to. GoFundMe does not allow crowdfunding. I could do something on Kickstarter, but, you know, I don't know. Let me see. And if there's another way that we can do this, please let me know. But, yeah, it's... I do want to do... we just had our 11th year anniversary party this past August. It was a 3-day thing. Cost me probably between $15,000 and $20,000. Broke even. Fortunately, I didn't lose any money. Broke even on it. Didn't make any money. That's okay. I didn't care. I wanted to just do something to celebrate. But now some people are saying to do it again. And I just got to find a way to actually raise the money better. I took out a loan last time. And fortunately, it was able to pay itself off. But, yeah, I want to make sure I got the money ahead of time. I want to make, and like I said, I want to make sure that people are going to show up. And I want to make sure we get a certain number of people there to make this thing great. And you know I can pull it together because I did last time. I got some great bands together, some cool events. Got the director to come in, the director of the Corn Dog Man, Andrew Shea. You know, we had a screening with the director, Q&A. So I just want to make this, I want to make it bigger, man. You know, that's the thing. If I do a weekend-long thing, I want to make it bigger. Are we just going to do a day party, you know? But if people are coming in from out of town, I want them to be able to have an experience. So we'll see. We'll see. $5 from Tommy Chappelle, or Tommy Chapel. Would you ever consider interviewing Uwe Boll for the channel in the future? It would make for a fascinating interview, and he seems like a down-to-earth person. I would, man. And you know what? I would actually not... Uwe Boll. Sorry. I would, if I could talk to Uwe Boll, who makes terrible films, I don't know how I would talk to him. I would be honest, but I wouldn't want to attack the guy. I'll be honest with him, and I think I'd come in and ask him questions like, how do you feel about, you know, your legacy of films being labeled as some of the worst? You know, what's your approach to directing? I mean, what happened with, because this guy did stuff with, he was making movies for tax breaks in Germany. I think that's been proven. I would ask him a question about that, but I don't think that guy wants to be questioned about these things. Hey, listen, I can't bring this guy on and kiss his ass and just pretend like he didn't make some of the worst movies of all time, you know. But at the same time, I'm not gonna be like, hey, let me ask you something. Why do you suck? You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I would love to talk to him. I really would. Oh, let's see here. Pete Seven Torres. I've been watching for the past. Let me see. I'm gonna read like it is. I've been watching for the past couples of years. I guess you said a couple of years, and always look forward to your reviews. Hopefully, you do make a show in Houston. Thank you for the laughs. Oh man, I hope so too. Thank you. He gave $10 there. $5 from Dive Him again. Love the interviews on DT. Coleman Domingo was my favorite. Do you have any coming up besides Denzel? Who would be your dream guest? Oh man, who would be my dream guest? That's a great question. Hey, uh, as far as a big name, oh man, oh somebody. I'm thinking, and this seems like a regular, standard answer. From anybody. It's almost could be considered like too common, but this guy had an impact on my growing up. Man, I would love to interview Steven Spielberg because he had an impact on me growing up. He's one of the directors that made me love film. And that's such an easy answer to say, but I mean, I'm telling you the truth. But I would love to interview Don Bluth because he had a big influence on my life. Also, in addition to Spielberg. And I would love to interview him because I remember when I was a kid, I wrote him a letter. This is back when I was like 12. I wrote him a letter, and the letter was sent back because he had just moved his studio to Ireland. So my letter went to an empty building that he had just vacated, like maybe a week or two before. So, yeah. Yeah, but I would love to interview Don Bluth. Who else would I love to interview? Oh, man. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Because I'm sure there's some like people who've had, outside of entertainment, who've had an impact on things that I consider important. I'd have to think about that. Let me see here. Name a movie that pisses you off. For him, it's Joker Follies Adieu. That movie pisses you off. Yeah, I don't hate it enough to where it pisses me off. I think it's kind of bad. Oh, a movie that pisses me off, man. Oh, man, still to this day, any of those movies from, these guys did mainstream films that were just lazy. Friedberg and Seltzer. Any of those movies from Friedberg and Seltzer. Let me see. Friedberg and Seltzer, like disaster movie, date movie, epic movie. Man, their humor was just terrible. And those movies they would piss me off because I would go watch them, and I know what I'm getting into, and I would have to sit there and cringe, and it's such a bad viewing experience because you're sitting there with other people who are feeling it just like you. Like it's like watching a snuff film with other people, man. It's hard to watch. It's like watching porn with your parents. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. But the movie that really pissed me off, and I just thought of it. If you want to put on a movie where I'm like, cut that shit off now, let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see. Here it is. This movie. Inappropriate comedy. The movie from the ShamWow guy. That movie is so bad. And I'm not usually offended by people trying to be offensive, but this one they were trying so hard, but being so bad at it, because they were doing, they had like in this movie they had like so let me just tell you about this. So these are little vignettes, these are little skits strung together as a movie, and it's one of the laziest fucking things I've ever seen. I don't know how they got some people to do these to be in this movie, like, your man right here, who was in The Pianist. Let me see. I'll get you the cast right here. Like Adrian Brody, who was in one of the laziest gay parodies I've seen. Dirty Larry, go ahead, make me gay. Him climbing over a fence and getting shot in the asshole. Who gave somebody money to do this shit? They have a section in there called Black Ass. And it was them trying to do black humor, but it's not that they were doing black humor. It was that they were doing black humor that was just lazy, man. And it was the offensiveness comes from that. Let me see. They were supposed to be a takeoff on Jackass, but it was called Black Ass. That is the same movie, right? And they would have these guys doing like, race, I don't know, the equivalent of like, oh, let's have them, put a piece of chicken in front of these guys and see who gets there first or something. Yeah, it was on the great, they had a show called The Amazing Race. They had something here called The Amazing Racist. So they would just go up to people like Asians and black people and just say the most inappropriate, stereotypical shit to them. The Amazing Racist. Let's see here. And it's so smug. It's like it's one thing to be lazy. It's one thing to be offensive because you're lazy. But it's another thing to be smug in it. Like to think that you are really doing something, and if we're not laughing, then we're lame and we just don't get it. Or we're too PC. Fuck out of here, man. See, I'm talking about it right now and I'm getting pissed. Like, they like teaching Asian people how to drive. And then they be making something like, maybe you can't see that because you got, slanty eyes. Fuck off, man. This movie, this is the kind of movie I would, like Ari Shaffir. Like, I would beat his ass over something like this. I really would. Because he's the one that thinks this shit is so funny. Oh, look at me, I'm so edgy. Well, you can't take a joke? Yeah, free boat trips. And it was all about slavery and shit. So get the fuck out of here with that. Again, I'm not offended by racial humor. I can find that very funny. I could take it, man. I make racial humor all the time. I like when I'm cool with other people doing it, but make it funny. Don't just sit up here and say because I want an excuse to say the N-word or I want to say some racist shit. You won't let me. Fuck out of here with that. Kiss my ass. Let me see here. Armada, BYT. Hope you do an anniversary party in 2026 in Austin again. It was so much fun. I mean, I do too. I want to make it happen. I really do. And Armada says, any standout foreign films you saw in 2025? Oh, man. I know I saw something. in 2025. Foreign films. Let me type that in. Foreign films 2025. I have a feeling I saw something. But there's a lot I need to see. Martin has seen a lot. He has to. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't think maybe I haven't seen any foreign films in 2025. I'm really behind right now. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Top foreign movies of 2025. Yeah, no, I have not seen anything. I'm looking right now. Like, I'm going through a list. I have to go, God damn it. Okay, you know what? These count. I saw some great anime. Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer. So, I mean, I know Neza 2. I saw that. That was really good. Yeah, it looks like that's probably kind of all, man. I feel kind of like shallow. I haven't only seen those movies, but yeah. So we'll have to go with that. We'll have to go with the anime that I've seen. So, I mean, I know that doesn't really count for some people because you're talking about more artistic or, more Oscar type foreign films. But yeah, that's what I saw. That Chinese animated movie, what was it? Neza 2 was really good, though. It was really good. I think I got one more question here. 2 more questions. All right, 2 more questions and we're out. We're done. So no more. I know a lot of people here. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate that. Surratt looks great. I dug it was just an accident. Yeah, Martin has seen a lot of these, man, and I would love to see. I would love to catch up on a lot of these too. And last, Tommy Chappied. I personally would like to see more serious adult animation films from with Beowulf and the movie Nine, but those movies were not big box office hits, unfortunately. Yeah. So I don't know if y'all remember the movie Nine. It was a PG-13 animated film, and let me see here, Nine. Let me see here. When did that come out? Yeah. So let me see. I don't know if anybody remembers this movie Nine, but I'm gonna tell you the problem with this. Nine was a little ambitious in that it was more adult oriented, but man, when it comes to America, and all right, get the hell out of here. I'm talking to my dog. When it comes to animation in America, if you want to go a little more mainstream, I think you got to be careful how you do it, because a lot of people, they want something they can relate to. That's why comedies that are animated do well, because people want to laugh. They're mostly doing sitcoms in the format that people are familiar with. A movie like Nine was, first of all, I don't think the story was that good, so I don't really think it was a great thing to really put out there in the mainstream. Yeah, I think that if you want to, I think these characters are probably a little harder to relate to because they were little sack creatures. So yeah, I think you got to start with something that, again, people can relate to, something that has something that's more human, something with some humor in there. Because this was very dark. Got to put some humor in there. We got to ease ourselves into it, man. And that's why things like King of the Hill do well. King of the Hill is an animated show about a family. People relate to that. So, and plus, like I said, I don't think that story was that great. Otherwise, this probably would have been better with sort of like, probably a geekier crowd or something, or a crowd that loves fantasy. Beowulf. Yeah, again, that's something. That was a little heavy. I remember that, and plus it was done with that animation that really just kind of was still, like the Polar Express was freaking people out in a way. That was entertaining though, I thought, but I thought it could have been so much better. Let me see, Beowulf. Yeah, it was Robert Zemeckis, right? No, it was nice, and again, I admire these attempts, but yeah, I think I can see why they did not do well. $20 from Front Facing Baby channel, I think. It just cuts it off right there. Thanks for everything. I love you and the whole crew. Man, thank you. That was very kind of you. Thank you so much. That's very nice of you. Very nice of you. I really appreciate that. And finally, Luke Patrick Bishop, $2. Happy New Year, Corey. Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you. So now I'm going to go in. I'm going to cut this off because that was a lot. That was a lot. And it's late. And you guys have been here with me very long. So, I appreciate you all. I do. You have been so kind. And you have just, you know what? These things are therapeutic, man. I never told you that story about that critic. That critic, Bob Dart. I never, you know what? Let me see here. Like I've never told anybody that story about me and that critic, Bob Dart, and the way he just, pretty much destroyed that story that I wrote, which he should have. That was really therapeutic, man. That was the first time I ever got that out because I was so hurt and embarrassed by that, which I should have been embarrassed by. That was a piece of trash I wrote. But yeah, man. So that's kind of why it's fun to do these things. That's, sitting with you was like talking with a friend. And like I said, I was just sitting here tonight doing nothing, and I came on, hung out with you guys, and that was a lot of fun. So, thank you. Let me see here. Just reading some of your comments over here. Look at this. Y'all are being damn shame of yourself. Look at what you did with me and Martin. I'm getting angry with this. That turns me on in a way. Let me see here. A T-Rex bigger than your mama. T-Rex bigger than your mama. Wow. Is your mama that big? He says here, yeah, honestly, that critic with the story helps me with my own stories. Yeah, I hope so. Thank you all for being here, though, man. I I really do. BSG Wiz says, Corey, you're the best at this, dude. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys, we're going to get on out of here. And like I said, it's late. I just want to come in and also wish you a happy new year. Hope things are going well for you. Hope things are off to a good start. Hope things look promising for 2026. Hey, listen, we made it through 2025. We did it. So together we can do it again. I know things are hard, but we got this. We got this. We got each other's backs. So thank you, man. And I will see you guys. I guess I'll see you guys on Sunday. Let me see. See, I'm just reading some of the stuff you have right here. Yeah, I will. I'll see you guys on Sunday if I don't see you anytime sooner. I mean, who knows? We might do a watch party. Might do some trivia. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Stay tuned. But let me say goodbye to some people over here. Goodbye, Ryuji the Cool Slayer. Kid did. Ishta. Let me see. Dino Dude. Toasted Evenly. Kiko. Loud Fan. BSG Wiz. Heath Invader. The Black Knight. Oh, and more. And more. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one. Oh, let me turn the sound down. Come on now. Let's try it again. kcoolmans at gmail.com. That is KCOOLMANZ at gmail.com. Email us with any kind of questions, comments, compliments, insults, input, and advice. Hit us up on those social medias: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, TikTok. Just type in Double Toasted in any of those places. It will take you where you need to be. And if you find yourself here in good old Austin, Texas, you know I'm about to tell you, come see a show. Love to have you. Hey, you better email us first, though. kcoolmans at gmail.com. Let us know what those plans are for Austin. What show do you want to see? What time you getting here? What else do you want to do? All those things. Just let us know. Hey, listen, the more information you give us, the more we can help you. All right, everybody, that is it. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. Whenever you listen to or watching this, goodbye and Happy New Year! And stay toasty.